Welcome into Bleacher Talk. I'm Jordan Spurgeon. So much to get to this week. It's a big week for us here at Sports 360 AZ. We're partnered with the Arizona Valley of the Sun chapter, National Football Foundation. We have our Scholar Athlete Banquet this weekend, this Saturday at Wild Horse Pass. We're going to recognize all of the football players from tackle and from flag football that got it done, not just on the field. In fact, we really aren't taking into account things on the field, but the things they did in the classroom as well. And in today's show on Bleacher Talk for this week, we are going to catch up with the person winning the Scholar Athlete of the Year award. That is Demond Williams. He was at Basha High School, now already an early enrollee at the University of Washington. So looking forward to catching up with Demond. We'll have that conversation for you as well. And then the coaching carousel here in the offseason has been crazy, to say the least, this year. The latest move, Andy Litten moving from Horizon, going over to Mountain View. So going to catch up with Coach Litten to talk about that decision and what he plans to do at Mountain View. So that's all coming up on today's show. But first, let's get started with Demond Williams Jr. Here now with Demond Williams Jr., quarterback, University of Washington, fresh out of Basha High School. You got to enroll early at U of A, now at Washington. What's your first semester of college been like so far? I mean, away from football even, just how you settling in?
I mean, it's been good. Seattle's not, the worst place to live. So, I mean, it's a really good thing. And I feel like, I'm adapting pretty well.
What are some of the things you've learned about the city so far in the area?
I feel like it's just like super condensed and there's like a ton of buildings. So, you just kind of have to maneuver your way around and find like parking spots. It's kind of difficult to find, but that's really about it.
What are you excited about as far as being a Husky? Like, what's the most exciting part for you right now?
Just competing and just having fun and being me and just going out every day and just giving it my best effort.
Looking back real quick on your time at Basha, an open division championship, tons of wins, very few losses. It seems like you grew a lot, you learned a lot. What do you take away the most if you look back on that time? As I know you still haven't, really gotten into spring ball or anything like that, so you haven't seen how it translates, but what do you take away most from your time there as you're getting ready for this journey now?
I would say just trying to stay humble and just making sure like you're trying to correct yourself and just become perfect. So, if you feel like you're really good at one thing, just try to be great at that thing, just keep going and just keep trying to perfect your craft every day.
Big thing for you too, I noticed, I mean, all over your Twitter and everything is your faith and how important that is to you. Would you like to speak on that a little bit? And just as you're navigating this, potentially this could be something where you become a name that thousands of people know. And it seems like you're someone that's always going to turn to your faith to help you through whatever you go through here in college.
I mean, yeah, I would say it's pretty kind of like self-explanatory as far as, my faith goes. Just read the Bible and kind of just stay true to his word and just try to spread his word like he says. So, I mean, I know everybody has a purpose, and I feel like, spreading the word is definitely one of my purposes on this world.
One more football question too, while you're here as well. What's the workout program been like there? How you feeling so far, getting acclimated to just that aspect with the team and all that so far?
Yeah, I would just say, it's definitely hard, of course. So, it's new for everybody coming like straight from high school, and then, just making sure you just try to get used to it, like as far as new people, new surroundings, new area, new coaches, all that type of stuff.
Being around a guy that's 23, 24 years old, pushing a lot more weight, things like that's a little different, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. And same thing. So, this, what we're going to be talking about today here, you're the Scholar Athlete of the Year. Obviously, academics are important to you. How have you adjusted academically so far?
Academically, it's been good. I feel like it's not a huge difference from high school. So, I just got to make sure that you just keep on studying and making sure that you do the right things.
You are the National Football Foundation Valley of the Sun chapter Scholar Athlete of the Year winner. You were the Danny White Quarterback of the Year. So took care of business on the field, took care of business in the classroom. Throughout your time, I mean, how important has the classroom been for you? Obviously, it keeps doors open, but just the way that you've handled business in the classroom, what does it mean to know that people notice that and that it's something you could be recognized for?
I feel like it kind of started when I was like a younger kid. just like my parents was always kind of being on me about my grades and, just being a perfectionist. I just try to, do the best at everything I do. So, I mean, just school is another one of those things, another like competitive aspect you can put it as, and just trying to do the best you can at everything.
Are there any teachers from Basha or anybody else over there that you would want to shout out after receiving this award?
Shoot. Shout out Miss Seal. Uh, Shout out all my teachers, really, like Mr. Tim. There's a couple of them from a couple of years back, but everybody that's been with me through my all 4 years, I'm thankful for all of them.
What do you want to say to guys that are maybe looking up to you and trying to fill shoes that you've lived and just as far as just taking care of business in school, being a perfectionist, going about your business aside from the football? Like, what would you want to tell them?
I would just say just be yourself and just keep trying to set your own landmarks and set your own goals as far as, in the classroom and even whatever sport they may be playing. So, just make sure you just try to be your best and do your best every time you get a chance to.
Demond, appreciate it as always. Good stuff. Super excited for you to be involved in this, and looking forward to seeing how this all looks on the event on Saturday. Bummed you couldn't make it out, but definitely glad that we could do this and get you involved in some way.
Appreciate you.
Custom ordering is at Santan Ford. Colors, wheels, trims, performance packages, and more from the factory right to your driveway. And you can even track your custom Ford every step of the way.
We are Santan Ford.
It's spring, so come for the games and have a ball in Arizona. Ready to go big? Plan your getaway today.
Bienvenidos.
Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back.
No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
Discover more Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino.
Hi, folks. Here are your drinks.
Where having fun means racking up reward credits with the Caesars Rewards loyalty program. They can be redeemed for food, free play, hotel stays, and more. Not only here in the city of Maricopa, but also at more than 50 Caesars properties coast to coast. From Harrah's Las Vegas to Caesars Palace in Atlantic City. What are you waiting for? Play for All at Harrah's Auction Casino, the official sponsor of Play.
When you get a home loan from Desert Financial, you're not just getting a mortgage. You get a mortgage. You'll get more competitive rates, more local servicing of your loan. We even offer a closing guarantee on select loans. And because more is better, get up to $5,000 closing cost credit when you use a participating real estate broker. At Desert Financial, we don't just do mortgages, we do mortgages. Click, call, or come in for more information on our great rates, local servicing, and how you can qualify for a closing cost credit of up to $5,000.
Here now with Andy Litten, the new head coach of Mesa Mountain View, coming on over from Horizon. You won a 5A state championship there. You had 3 successful seasons, but I got to start here. What's the last, I don't know, 12, 24, 48 hours been like for you? I know it's been crazy, but what is the time frame and how has it been for you lately? Just kind of coming to grips with the big change here.
Yeah, so it's been it's been a whirlwind, 24 hours, man. So last night I was offered, I accepted the job, and obviously I was a restless night. Went in, had the hard talk with the Horizon guys today, and so kind of a solemn start to the day, and got through it, and got bombarded by about 1 billion people that were excited about the change, and then spent the rest of the evening over at Mountain View talking to coaches and administration and trying to get things started. So I just literally just got home probably about five minutes ago, and so it's been a whirlwind of a day and an emotional roller coaster for sure.
What made you decide to make the move? What were the important factors, and when did this really, before you accepted the job, feel like a real opportunity for you?
Yeah, so well, Mountain View it's a storied, incredible program, and so being a part of that in a district that cares about athletics and wants to be great and has created great facilities, was a draw. But on top of that, it's much closer to home. It's great for my family, and other than tonight, usually I can get home and spend time, with my family and the dogs, and a little bit more. And so it was just appealing to be able to be back in the East Valley coaching for a community that you're a part of.
I've talked to a lot of guys, and this is a big coach carousel type off season. A lot of guys move around,
Yeah.
but the big thing I keep hearing is more time with family and being closer, and that seems to be a big thing right now, because of the opportunities that have presented themselves. Just how important, I know you touched on a little bit, but just how important is that to you to be able to say that you're at a school where you're not going to have to sit in hours of traffic to get home now? How big is that for you?
That's so yes. On top of that, yes. So, when you have your drive cut in half on both ways, it allows you to just spend time that I think most people can take for granted, with the people that you truly care about and sacrifice the most for you. So, at the most extreme times, my wife and I maybe see each other for a half hour a day if she makes it up to staying awake that late for me to get home. So it's important for me to prioritize family, and help with balance, because if not, you lose sight of the things that are most important in your life. And so this opportunity gave me a chance to make sure that I was there.
The goal now at Mountain View, you mentioned, sort of the glory days there. It's a storied
Mhm.
program in the state. At one point in time, it was the top program in the state
Yeah.
for a long run. But something about going into a program and building success early on, because you did that at Horizon your first year. You were able to bring in a 5A state title. What's
Yeah.
the goal for you in year one as you kind of I know you're just getting started, but start laying the groundwork here?
Yeah, so the bar is an easy bar to meet, right? You just last time you had a state championship. So no, I I think that it's about taking, making sure that things are at the level that you want and that you're comfortable, and you're bringing in guys that you're comfortable with, and that are going to create the kind of culture that you want, along with embracing the traditions and greatness that are already in place. And so Mountain View has a storied tradition, but they're also on the upswing. The last few years, they've been, competing with the best teams in Arizona. And last year they went 8-3, and Coach Tremaine created, great culture in terms of winning and toughness. And, now it's time for me to embrace that tradition and that culture, but then also embrace change and ask for the guys to embrace change there on campus. And, I think that a lot of guys already have reached out, and they have. So.
What do you think you learned the most at Horizon that you'll be able to take with you as a coach or as a person, even as you start this journey at Mountain View?
The most. So I would say with Horizon, there was a lot of learning, but learning and making connections with coaches in the Valley at Horizon was super important. And in our reality, all of my experience in the Valley was just at Hamilton. And so making a network in that side of town, and creating that coaching kind of connections with everybody has kind of made this an easier transition for me in going out and talking to coaches to join staff, but then also working with different kinds of kids. So I think that Hamilton kids, Horizon kids, Marana kids, they're all kids that come from really, really different backgrounds. And so I think it's really enabled me to go to a place like Mountain View with such a diverse, different background of group of kids, and be able to reach them and be successful.
Last thing for you before I get you out of here, get you back to your family. I know it's been a long, crazy 24 hours for you. You touched on it a little bit about what Mesa School District is doing, and it is really cool what they've done. We've had a lot of chances at Sports 360 AZ to be involved with them. We've done their media days the last couple of days, and we've learned that every school has gotten brand new facilities, brand new fields, or are in the process of it. How important is that to you to know that you're not only at a school that's prioritizing a football program and the student athlete first and everything else along with, the student body, but to know that the entire district is looking for success out of all of its programs?
I think that, again, that's one of the biggest draws that I had was the talking to all the administrators here, Tommy Eubanks, the district AD, Mike Oliver, the principal, and Joe Goodman, the athletic director. Like, that was the most impressive part of being able to go to campus and look at the facilities and look at how much money that they've pumped into really promoting the, athletics and just the overall culture at Mountain View, and then going along with that Mesa and looking at all of their stuff that they've done in the district. And so that was paramount for me. That's somewhere that I absolutely want to work in a district that prioritizes, athletics, wants to be successful, and wants to help coaches be successful. And so, when I was doing my research, my wife and I went hiking this last weekend and then snuck onto the campus just to see the facilities. And we're super impressed with just how much that they've done to that campus. And, obviously you could see that they've kept that tradition of the greatness that's there, but also embrace the new.
Appreciate the time. As always, let you go off that. Coach Litten, Andy Litten here, the new head coach at Mesa Mountain View. We'll come out and see you in spring ball. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jordan. Have a good one.
The President's Day sales event is going on all month long at Burge Volkswagen with 0% financing up to 60 months on all final 2023 Tiguan, Atlas, and Atlas Cross Sports. And on 2024 Taos and Tiguans, get 3.9% financing up to 72 months. Drive the 2024 Jetta S starting at only $22,995. Presidential savings are on now at Burge Volkswagen, where your trade-in is worth thousands more than you might think. Burge Volkswagen, Baseline and Country Club, and BurgeVW.com.
Let's talk about Venezia's Pizzeria, New York style pizza. Oh man, this looks so good. Pizza dough is made fresh daily, wings, subs, sandwiches, pasta. They cater, they deliver. They have 5 Valley locations. Venezia's New York style pizzeria.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
What would you need to experience life in full motion? Expertise to provide the best care, unsurpassed training and technique. It requires the best orthopedic surgeons. Ortho Arizona.
Before we get on out of here, we've got one more story for you. Jordan Ham caught up with Mark Andrews and some others to talk about the organization that he has started to help out with type 1 diabetics. For those that don't know, Mark Andrews, the local kid here from Arizona, now the tight end with the Baltimore Ravens, does have type 1 diabetes, and he's giving back to spread awareness and help out others. So here's just a little bit of a snippet of Jordan Ham's story. If you want to watch the full thing after checking this out, be sure to head over to sports360az.com.
Grace Myers is funny.
Hello. Testing.
Grace Myers is smart.
She puts her whole heart into everything she does, and I think everything she does is personal to her.
Oh, Grace is a light.
Grace Myers is an athlete.
I hope I'm as good at answering questions as you were.
I think I'm gonna beat you.
Grace Myers is a Ravens fan. Grace Myers is a Mark Andrews fan.
He's gonna have 2,000 touchdowns.
Turns out Mark Andrews is a Grace Myers fan too.
She's just such a cool girl, and anytime you get around her, she's definitely lifts your spirits.
They have a lot in common. They're both Arizona natives. Mark was a standout wide receiver at Desert Mountain High School before college at Oklahoma and the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens. Grace's weekends are filled up with softball in the spring and soccer in the fall. They also both have type 1 diabetes, meaning they are unable to regulate their blood sugars.
Being a diabetic is a fight. It's a 24/7 fight. It's something that never goes away.
Finger pricks, shots, insulin pumps are a part of life. Low blood sugars can feel like you're a step behind. High blood sugars can leave you feeling jittery. If unmanaged, other health issues can arise. After diagnosis, it's a new world for parents and children, and you have to experience it to truly understand all that goes into it.
I think the community is one of the saving graces of diabetes. I don't think you could get through all that other exhausting part without the community, which I've seen in so many ways.
Mark's mother, Martha Andrews, hosts regular coffee dates for parents of children with diabetes through the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
Every single coffee, I walk away from there feeling like I've learned something, I've been able to share something and feel some strength from these caregivers.
Grace's mother, Beth, attended a coffee shortly after Grace was diagnosed in 2017 at the age of 3.
So she was at the very first coffee. She had a new baby. She had 3 other children, and she would tell stories about Grace. Every time she talked, I cried. I just immediately felt an affinity for her.
Having someone there is meaningful, and that we need each other.
Eventually, Martha asked Mark to send a video to Grace, starting a bond between the two families.
When she found Grace and she knew her mom and just their whole story, and Grace is just such a sweetheart, an incredible girl, a fighter.
They started trading videos, photos, and messages before they were able to meet at a JDRF walk.
We just fostered that. And so every time I'd say, it's Grace, can we do this for Grace? Or Grace sent you a story. I mean, she sent him when he was sick. I think he was COVID or he was injured, I can't remember. She wrote him a whole book.
That now means the Myers crew is a Ravens family.
What about the Ravens? Anything you want to tell me about the Ravens?
Ooh.
Why you love them?
Yeah, because Marky's on the Ravens.
She's always thinking of Mark. When she's thinking of, diabetes or her friends or people who make her stronger, like he's the top of the list.
She is supporting the Ravens and Mark Andrews, and how can you not love that?
Hi, I'm Grace. I'm 9 years old.
That'll do it for this week on Bleacher Talk. Thank you so much for tuning in this weekend. We will be at the National Football Foundation Valley of the Sun chapter Scholar Athlete Banquet. Claudia will likely be back, and we will put a show together from there with some of the best scholar athletes and people all throughout Arizona that have had a big impact on the game of football who are being recognized. So definitely tune in for that show. We'll see you all next week.
We got them at Santan Ford. From the latest all-electrics to the most rugged 4x4s and America's best-selling truck.
We are Santan Ford.
Bienvenidos. Here in the heart of the American Southwest, you'll find 3 well-known restaurants all named Valle Luna, serving the finest Sonoran-style Mexican food known across the country and beyond. And we're open for business, so come on in. We've fired up the grill and iced down the refreshments and even added some specialties along the way.
Thanks for coming.
Hello. Greetings.
Welcome back.
No matter where you're from or how you say it, at Valle Luna, you're always welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
It's spring, so come for the games and have a ball in Arizona. Ready to go big? Plan your getaway today.
Visit us at Harrah's Auction Casino in the city of Maricopa, where you'll find play for all and friendly people ready to welcome you like family.
Welcome back, you two.
As the official sponsor of Play and the only casino in Arizona with Caesars Rewards, see what a difference it makes to play where your fun is our top priority. Harrah's Auction Casino. Play for all.